With days left in the 2024 election, the Biden administration is trying to hide the true nature of our border crisis. But in the San Diego sector, that crisis is on full display. Coming up, the release of migrants resumes in California and what we're doing to fight back. I'm Carl DeMaio, chairman of Reform California, and for the past several months, the Biden administration is trying to put window dressing on and cover up our border crisis. They've changed certain policies, delayed releases, but right here in California, the game continues. In fact, in the last several days, we have detected a major increase in the release of illegal immigrants onto the streets in the San Diego sector. Now, if you've been following our show here and our coverage of our ongoing border crisis, San Diego sector has now become the number one crossing point for illegal immigrants into the United States. It used to be the El Paso sector. Texas usually was up at the top. The last time San Diego sector was at the top of illegal crossings was 1999. But earlier this year, in April, San Diego sector once again regained the dubious position as the number one crossing area on our southern border for illegal immigrants. This week, we can report in San Diego sector that the Biden administration is now once again releasing illegal immigrants onto the streets, and we are being overwhelmed. Here is Fox News with the story.
Welcome back. In the commercial break, we were watching this video in from Bill Malugin on some migrants that are being dropped off. He has an update for us from San Diego. Bill, what are you seeing?
Yeah, Dana, good morning to you. We are in San Isidro, a part of San Diego right now where hundreds of illegal immigrants have just been mass street released from Border Patrol custody. This bus you see right here is apparently an NGO or volunteer organization bus. They've all just gotten off a Border Patrol bus, two of them actually. They're now waiting to board this bus. I've talked to several of them from Peru, from India, from Colombia. The group from Peru told me they are here to work. They are going to Atlanta and Minneapolis. Let's see if we can talk to some of them real quick. Hola, español. ¿De dónde son? Ecuador. ¿A dónde vas en los Estados Unidos?
Nueva York.
New York. Going to New York. ¿De dónde son? ¿De dónde son? Costa Rica. ¿A dónde vas en los Estados Unidos?
Atlanta.
Atlanta.
New Jersey.
¿Dónde?
New Jersey.
New Jersey.
Okay, so they're going everywhere, and they're being basically sent there with your taxpayer money. In San Diego County, we have a liberal board of supervisors and a rhino Republican, Joel Anderson, went ahead and voted for millions of dollars of county money, your taxpayer money, to be given to illegal immigrants to help them apply for welfare, to get even more taxpayer dollars. You see, in California, we're a sanctuary state. And in California, we are also giving an incentive for illegal immigrants to come across the border. We are actually helping the human traffickers and the coyotes. It is absolutely astounding. And as much as we hope and pray that President Trump wins the White House and changes federal rules, and he will do that, we still need to change the state of California's open borders policies if we're going to be able to secure the border and curb the flow of illegal immigration. Now, the impacts to our neighborhoods and our communities and to taxpayers, it is so significant. Where do these people go? How do they have an impact on the healthcare system, on our price of housing? Because they create a drain on the system, and many of them don't have the resources to pay their own way. In fact, none of them do. They're on the welfare system. Those of them that want health care, they get either free health care enrolled through the state of California, or they just show up to the emergency room. And guess who pays? That's right. The rest of us. Has a major impact on our hospital system. We're seeing a number of hospitals on the brink of bankruptcy here in the San Diego sector and Imperial County. A lot of that is because we have a lot of illegal immigrants, the migrants that come and get free health care using the ERs. It also taxes or is a drain on our 911 system for emergency response. In the district I'm running for in San Diego, 75th Assembly District, we have all sorts of migrant camps out in Jacumba, in Campo, and Boulevard, all in that backcountry, doing environmental damage. And of course, when there are issues, they dial 911. And that means that there's not a first responder available for citizens, tax-paying citizens in our community, and it is putting lives at risk. Now, we do know that we have a major impact to the hospitals. This week, the San Diego Union Tribune has a story, and I'm actually quite surprised they're willing to even report on this, because usually the liberal media covers up and lies about the true nature of our border crisis. It says hospitals report a 58% increase in border wall trauma falls. So every time someone tries to get across the border and then falls, because it's a large border wall, guess who's paying for that? We are. You dial 911, or Border Patrol has to dial 911. So that's at least a $5,000 ambulance ride borne by the taxpayers. Then they go into the emergency room. What are we talking about there? $5,000 to $10,000, $15,000 there? We're talking about 20 grand, 30 grand easily. And we're seeing a massive spike. In 2023, we had a lot of hospital visits by migrants who in some way, shape, or form get ill or injured crossing the border. But we're having a 58% increase in San Diego in 2024 compared to 2023. And take a look at this. In 2023, the two facilities that this report covers, and these are just two of our ERs, Scripps Mercy Hospital and UC San Diego Medical Center, they had 629 falls in 2023. They're all seeing an increase so far in 2024, and we still have, almost a full quarter to go, 993. Now, remember that number I gave you earlier? Easily a fall and an ambulance ride can be $30,000. You ready for this? That's almost $30 million of cost borne by taxpayers. $30 million. And that's just for people who fall from the border wall when they're trying to get across. Add all the other healthcare needs and housing needs and food needs. You understand? That's just, 3/4 of a year. That's 3/4 out of the 4 quarters of this year. This is absolute insanity. And the taxpayers of San Diego County, they're paying the bill. The taxpayers of California, the United States, they are also paying the bill, but we in San Diego are paying the brunt. And you don't hear a whole lot of this from the media. I'd love to see the media actually do that next step in this story, not just say, here's 993 so far this year that fell from the wall. These are just border wall falls. There's a bunch of other healthcare needs that come up. Why don't you do your job, Union Tribune, and say, well, this is how much it's costing the community, because those people do not have health insurance, or it's going to be backfilled by you, the taxpayer. If you don't have health insurance, guess what happens? They increase your cost at the ER because they have to do cost recovery in these hospitals. And that's just 2 hospitals, by the way. There's a bunch of other hospitals down here that are taking a lot of these cases. The director of Scripps Mercy, Dr. Vishal Bansal, he's the director of trauma surgery at Scripps, says the fear has always been not the 2 or 3 or 5 that come to us daily. Get it? 2 or 3 or 5 people, okay, falling off. So that means, you could have 5 ambulance round trips. That ambulance is out of service for tax-paying citizens in our community. You have a heart attack, dial 911. Sorry, we have another case at the border wall. The nearest ambulance, paramedic, EMT, boy, they're out on another call. We'll have to bring someone else from farther away. Minutes matter in emergencies. And so no one is talking about the impact to our communities. It's not fair. It's not a proper way to do vetting of people coming across the border. But it's not fair and has all sorts of impacts beyond just the issue of illegal immigration. We also have an opportunity to defeat the combat crime in California in this election, but also it has a tie-in to border. Cal Matters reports that one of the propositions on the November ballot, Prop 36, which we are a resounding yes on Prop 36, make crime illegal again in California. Cal Matters says that there is an integration with the border. Well, no duh. We've been saying this from the get-go. It says here, California crime measure Prop 36 could increase deportations. That's not the only way Prop 36 has an impact on the border. More on that in just a minute. But this story is about how Prop 36 would reclassify some of the misdemeanor crimes in California to felonies so that we could actually prosecute criminals, because misdemeanors are never pursued. And so the people committing those crimes know that in California, since they are a misdemeanor, and in other states they're felonies, but in California we let them get by with a slap on the wrist, they will continue to commit those crimes. Well, they're now saying, oh, boo-hoo-hoo. If Prop 36 passes, then people who commit these crimes might be deported. You think? That's kind of the point. You come to our country illegally, and then you turn around and then commit additional crimes. Stealing, assaulting. You're damn right you need to go home, because we don't want a crime wave. You come to our country illegally, take our money, tax our system, have all these impacts, and then you're going to repay us by committing crimes against our citizens? No. But California liberal politicians are absolutely okay with this, and they say, oh, the criminal's the victim. No, California citizens and taxpayers are the victims. It's so unfair. It's so unfair that they're going to be deported. Quote, the impacts will be pretty disastrous, says Grisel Ruiz, an open borders advocate at the taxpayer-funded Immigrant Legal Resource Center. By the way, your tax dollars funding that group to engage in politics and to help sue you, the taxpayer, to keep these people in this country. Do you understand just how corrupt to the core this whole program is? This whole open borders program that California has going on. That's why I keep saying that border security is not just a federal issue. It is also a state issue as well. By the way, the other way that Prop 36 is going to help us with the border is that Prop 36 contains a number of provisions to help us fight the illegal drug trade at our southern border. And this is so crucial because we now have fentanyl drug deaths are the leading cause of deaths for kids 18 and younger. I mean, it's just astounding that there's not more people screaming from the top of the mountains about the casualties from an open border and the drug flow across that border. If we can secure the border, we can also clamp down on the flow of illegal drugs into our neighborhoods. And the death toll is just astounding. Drug overdoses, lots of the drugs coming across the border, leading cause of death for people 40 years and younger in this country. So 40 years and younger, leading cause of death. 18 and younger, leading cause of death. Absolute insanity, and we got to secure the border. Look, at Reform California, we're not only supporting Proposition 36 and the tie-in to border security, but we also have a number of tax measures that we are fighting on the November election. Over 470 tax hikes are hidden on local ballots throughout the state. Chances are 1 to 4 of those are on your ballot, hidden, because politicians are using false and misleading ballot titles to fool voters. We provide the Reform California Plain English Voter Guide, and I urge you to check it out in helping you vote, making things simple and easy to understand in terms of what's on your ballot. We also do endorsements in all the candidate races, from top of ticket all the way down to judge and school board races. Check out Reform California's Plain English Voter Guide and share it with all your friends, family, and neighbors at reformcalifornia.org. You can directly access those voter guides at electionguidecalifornia.org. That's electionguidecalifornia.org. While you're there, help us fight in California to restore sanity, to take back our state from the far left, and to secure the border. Chip in a contribution, put gas in our tank so we can continue to wage this grassroots fight for the future of our state and, yes, the future of our country. Until next time, Carl DeMaio, Chairman of Reform California. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this episode. But before you click away, please subscribe to this channel and click that notification button so you get updated when we post new episodes. Plus, like this video and share it with your friends so that we can help spread our message across the state. Reform California with Carl DeMaio is paid for by Carl DeMaio for State Assembly.